Thank you, Andrew. Welcome, everyone. And thank you for joining us on this fantastic day. We are very excited today to introduce Tracey Kelsuky as our Panther City Lacrosse Club head coach. For us, it was a fantastic process with many great candidates. And at the end of the day, TK, as he's affectionately known as, encompassed everything that we wanted to see in a coach. I want to thank a few people before we get started on Tracey. First of all, our president, CEO, and managing partner, Greg Bibb, for his support through the process. I'd like to thank Paul Day and the Philadelphia Wings for first allowing us to speak to Tracey and ultimately hire Tracey. I could go on and on about Tracey's resume. It speaks for itself. Two-time NLL champion, Rookie of the Year, and of course, an NLL Hall of Famer. Although our franchise is relatively new, and I'm going to let Tracey speak here shortly, it's relatively new, we have a very important tradition in Fort Worth, in Panther City. We have our scarf, and it encompasses our team, our brand, and our community. Tracey, welcome to our team and to our family.
Thank you, Bob. I think people that know me best know how exciting and how much I'm vibrating on the inside right now. Again, I want to I want to thank the Philadelphia Wings and Paul Day for allowing me to pursue this opportunity and kind of encouraging me through this process. I'm honored and I'm very privileged to be announced the first head coach for Fort Worth and for Panther City Lacrosse Club. Thank Greg Bibb, yourself, for allowing me this opportunity. I certainly understand the responsibility and the privilege that comes with this title. Again, I'm just bursting at the seams with excitement and couldn't be happier with leading the Panther City Lacrosse Club. The more I got to kind of witness and see everything that Greg Bibb was doing with Panther City, the more excited I became. The addition of yourself, of course, and going through this process has only created that hype that much more. And I'm just, again, like I said, burst at the seams with excitement right now, and I really just can't wait to get going.
Thank you very much, Coach. We will now open up the floor to questions. If you use the raise your hand function or type in chat, I can either ask the question for you or unmute you and allow you to ask a question yourself. So if there are any questions, please go ahead and raise your hand or type them in the chat. Coach, what is your 30, 60, and 90-day plan now that you have taken over the team?
Short term, I certainly want to get, climatized with, I certainly have some snippets and some ideas of what Greg and both Bob want to do within the community. And I think that's a very important part for me. And that was one of the things that drew me to, wanting to explore this more and really jump at the opportunity was, how they want to be involved in the community and how we really want to create a brand that, again, is not only going to be great on the floor, but a brand that's going to certainly be something that Panther City can rally around and the city of Fort Worth can rally around. So, that's something that, I certainly want to learn more about, through my experiences, both as a player and as a coach. I've had the opportunity to work both as with new franchises, primarily speaking, my last couple of years of coaching with New England being a new team in the NLL, and similarly, Philly, the resurgence of Philly back in Philadelphia. So, some things that, I've learned along the way. In Calgary, we were in our infancy when I went to Calgary, and those are things that are important to me. Again, we're going to work on the X's and O's, and that's probably more so in the 90-day window. But first off, I want to get, again, acclimated as best I can to some of those visions and make sure that I'm sharing some of my again experiences throughout the National Lacrosse League. And then, of course, the next step is to go out and look for, a staff. And, Bob and I have had lots of conversations, and, I'm fortunate enough that I certainly have some familiarity with Bob. We've worked together with Team Canada in years past, and I certainly competed against Bob when he was the head coach and a general manager in the National Lacrosse League as well. But we certainly are going to do our due diligence in reaching out and finding a staff that certainly thinks the same way that I do, as well as Bob, and really put together the pieces of a franchise that we think is, no, we not think, that we know is going to be very successful, and a franchise that the city of Fort Worth can rally around.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Next question is, what are some of the unique challenges that starting an expansion team presents?
Uh, Again, you're always looking for talent, right? And talent doesn't lie. And obviously the players and what they've been able to accomplish and bringing in talented players. And it's not always easy to evaluate talent, but one of the things that, again, that's very important to me and very important to Bob is bringing in character young men and character men that are going to represent our organization. And so the challenges present, especially in the world we're living in right now, again, is building those relationships with potential players. Obviously, we're gonna have to go out and grab some players in expansion and the entry draft, but really trying to do our homework and our due diligence on the character piece and finding young men and athletes that we think will best represent Fort Worth and what we're trying to accomplish here.
Thank you, Coach. And then the next question is, tell us about your leadership philosophy and your leadership style.
Uh, I don't know if I really have a style, so to speak, but philosophy is one that I take great pride in. I think I would like to think as a player I was very well respected from my teammates and my peers, but really it just stems from um, you know just working hard. Like there's something to be said about hard work and knuckling down and getting the job done. And my dad, who was my biggest influencer, was uh, if you're going to do something, do it to the best of your ability. And to me, like that's kind of something that I've taken a lot of pride in. Um, Leadership is surrounding yourself with people that think similarly, surrounding yourself with people that share in a vision, and again, going after something. And we certainly want to uh, I think we always want to win games, and we always look at the outcome of wanting to share in a vision of wanting to win. But really, to me, is finding people and really sharing in a belief system of how to get there. And we're going to build our team off of process based goals, and we're going to build our team on a process based actions, which is no different than how we're going to play the game.
What is one thing that will be new to you, Coach, moving from an assistant coaching position to a head coaching position?
Uh, I think one of the things, again, this is something that I've always aspired to be as a head coach. And I know when I came in, I probably wasn't near as prepared um, from a like a video regard and just overall like preparation standpoint. I know as a player, you prepared by going to the gym and certainly doing some scouting and different things. But as a coach, is one of the things that I've taken a lot of pride in, that I've learned over the last few years, and working with some awesome coaches and general managers and management teams. But I'm really looking forward to kind of evolving into a coach that is prepared more so than my opponent, and bringing that to the forefront. So that's something that I'm going to consistently be working on and constantly working on, and something that I think is very important to our success.
Thanks, Coach. Next question is, how do you plan on involving the Fort Worth community, introducing lacrosse to them for sort of the first time?
Well, I think it's for me, I'm biased, of course, but I think when people see the game and the product, that in itself sells, right? But one of the things, again, that I've taken a lot of pride in both as a player and as a coach in the National Lacrosse League, is being actively involved in grassroots initiatives of teaching the game. I currently run my own lacrosse development company. I certainly am very passionate about the game. But again, it's more so than being just going out and teaching lacrosse and grassroots initiatives and sharing our great game. We certainly want to be involved in the community in all regards, and you know, whatever those messages are, we certainly want to be at the forefront, and again, being respectfully known within the community. And again, my message is we want to bring in players that share that same vision. You know, I was fortunate to play with coaches that was at the forefront. You know, and in order to have success on the field, you know, we certainly have a right to embrace the community we're living in, and go out and again share this great game, because we are in the infancy stages of our game still. But the more we can show it, the more we can be actively involved in the community, I think will certainly provide us a level of where we want to get to.
Thanks very much, Coach. If there was anything you had to say to an outside fan who had never seen an NLL game before to draw them in, what would it be?
I'm biased. Again, I grew up playing hockey, but I think it's hockey on steroids. I think it's, you know, it brings all that same kind of feel as a hockey game, in the sense that, you know, you have your body checking, the high scoring goals, but just the end-to-end action. It's something that, again, I know we're in our infancy for lacrosse, but it is the fastest game on 2 feet. Without a doubt, it's the fastest game on 2 feet. And our league is the best players in the world, right? The best lacrosse players in the world. And it's remarkable, even from my time as a player to where the athletes are now, to see what these guys do. Again, I think it's the best kept secret in the sports world. And again, once people get a taste of it, more often than not, that's the same comment that fans say is, wow, how come we've never seen this? And again, for me, that's I get goosebumps thinking about it, because I'm just really looking forward to sharing that with the people of Fort Worth.
Over the course of your first season, what do you think it is most important to do to help develop talent and develop a team?
Again, I'm always going to hit on that character piece and culture, right? So obviously Bob and our staff and Greg, we're going to be aligned and bringing in players that we think are going to be you know, good character players, good character people. And for me, it's again, I have a philosophy, and I have an idea of what it's going to look like in our locker room, and a culture that I want to set in the locker room, as does Bob. But ultimately, we'll measure that success with the players we bring in. We certainly have ideas. We certainly are. Like, one of the things that I've always said is we're going to continue to learn. Right? We're going to bring in players that maybe have some similar ideas and how we can implement that. So for me, is the strength of our locker room, and the strength that'll be the strength of our team. Again, we know the challenges that ourselves, and again, the X's and O's. I'll be honest. Again, we're not going to, not that we're not going to reinvent the wheel. We're certainly going to be able to teach, and we certainly have some fresh ideas about that. But we certainly want to. We'll pride ourselves on where we are, and again, as a team, and that culture that was set.